Pop was biggest creep, and no, we ain't talking about no Diddy. You feel me? And we ain't talking about Drizzy Drake neither. So let's lock into this. Let's get through this ad first, cuz.
Creators say, comment the word burgers below, and I'll send you over something for free. And then when you comment the word burgers...
All right.
Trey Songz, someone well known in the industry with levels of accusations that's the same as...
Which one of y'all coming home with Trigga? I like Trey Songz.
Diddy. The new Diddy, if you want to call him that.
Whoa.
This man got accusations going back years and years, and something's telling me an insane case gonna get through on this man eventually. I don't know what it is with these celebrities and being weirdos, but Trey Songz just so...
I have a rumor, yeah. I heard a rumor. It's just a rumor. It's alleged, so don't take it as slander or anything. But it was a alleged rumor that he had like herpes or something. But I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways, does it? It's none of my business. But that's what the rumor was, so we'll see if that's getting wrapped up into this.
Happened to be one of them weirdos, one of the worst kind of weirdos. Trey Songz is really a name that everyone knows. If you ask any black person, any black man, anybody in the black community to sing a Trey Songz song, they gonna know something from the man. But like I said, that don't mean he's a good person. He wasn't a good person to men, women, people in general. I mean, throughout the years, we done seen Trey Songz really treat everybody like trash. I mean, a prime example of Trey Songz being on BS was in 2012 when he would get arrested for throwing money a little too hard at a dancer. This pretty much what happened. He out album release party. He throwing.
Oh, he must have had a stack with a rubber band on it and bing, bing, right in her face. That's pretty degrading though. When people think about this, to have people throw money on you is like, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to make a living, but oh, that's kind of degrading.
Money. He gets some of this money and throws it so hard that it hits one of the dancers in the eye and it messes her eye up. She ends up hitting this man with a misdemeanor a few weeks later. Now, how hard do you got to be throwing some money for something like that to happen? I don't know, but he did it. That wasn't the end of his problems though. This next situation isn't something that I would say is 100% Trey Songz' fault, but it's probably something that's on his mind and that's been on his mind.
Okay.
Back in 2014, right, there was a woman, her name was Stephanie. Stephanie had a husband. Stephanie also knew Trey Songz. One night, her neighbors heard screaming from her apartment. Then after when they hearing shots go off, so they called the cops.
Shots? What y'all in the projects? What y'all got going on?
SWAT team pulls up, cops pull up, they kick through the door, and they see something. They see two dead people in the room.
Whoa!
Her and her man, Earl Hayes. And he killed her, but he also himself. And he put the blame on somebody.
Dang,
he was like, I did this because you cheated on me. He put the blame on Trey Songz.
Dang, cuz. Hey, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Mental health is a big thing, you know what I'm saying?
Trey Songz and his wife was getting it in. They was doing stuff on the side.
That's messed up.
And he couldn't take it no more, so he crashed out. He made a really dumb decision.
Yeah.
Hayes, sources connected with Hayes tell us around 2 years ago he separated from Stephanie because of what he says was her affair with Trey Songz. They got back together, but as one friend put it, he was crushed and never got over. We're told he frequently brought up Trey Songz. Hayes accused Stephanie of having multiple affairs with various other entertainers. She was a backup dancer who worked with numerous favorite singers, including Chris Brown and Usher, but we're told Hayes never mentioned them as a source of conflict. He only mentioned Trey Songz as this source of conflict. And when she passed away, Trey Songz would be online publicly paying condolences. But this man's problems would only get worse as these years will go on.
Trey Songz, hey. What's that? What they say? Mr. Steal Your Girl. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Usher used to say that, didn't he? Was that also Chris Brown? Usher or Chris Brown used to say Mr. Steal Your Girl?
2017, more weird cases would get through on him. It said that this time he had a show one night and a female fan came and bought some VIP tickets.
Oh, Lord.
There was a problem. We don't know what the hell was wrong with Trey Songz. We don't know why he was on bad timing this night, but he was on real bad timing. He was real disrespectful to these fans. He was hostile as hell, but that wasn't all she said.
You know what, though? Sometimes you have to think, when people be on the road, I'm not trying to defend Trey Songz in any way, but when people be on the road and you've been famous as long as he had, like, some people just, they see you like a zoo animal, and like, it's like, every time you see me, you don't need an autograph. Every time you see me, you don't need to, oh, let me take a picture. Just chill. I'm a regular person, so I will understand it. That's called empathy. I got empathy. So maybe that's stat on top of it, but him being a professional entertainer, he needs to get help with being able to deal with these things so that he don't crash out on people who made him wealthy. You know what I'm saying?
Said Trey Songz put his hands on her. She said they was in the parking lot trying to flick up. I mean, she just got VIP tickets. She trying to flick up with Trey Songz, but he ain't want to flick up. This is what she said allegedly happened. She tried to take these pictures with him. He ain't want to take the pictures with her, so he smacked her phone. Smacked her phone so hard it hit her in the face and it broke her glasses. But she didn't waste no time trying to sue Trey Songz after this happened. She was like, look, you hurt me, you broke my glasses, you traumatized me. I want 50 racks.
Traumatized?
But Trey Songz and his...
Let's get this clear. People who go through S assaults, I'm not gonna say the word, S assaults, well, like grapes and stuff like that, who go through war, seeing people pass away, or get unalived in front of them, that's traumatizing. Smacking the phone in someone's face is not traumatizing. That probably happened to you in middle school. Let's be clear. You ain't trying to grab a bag. You call yourself a fan, but you're trying to grab a bag from these famous people. Why? Probably because you're talentless. Probably because you live a basic life and don't have the drive to try to achieve anything yourself. But you're trying to bag grab off of a simple act. That's how I feel about these people that try to do lawsuits for such small things as this.
Allegations would keep getting worse. And like I said before, I don't know what he was on at this time, but Trey...
So, you could smack the phone in my face or pour a drink on me and I deserve 40 million. What? How did you do it for 20,000, 2,000, 40 million? 20 million, 15 million, 10 million? Y'all are out of touch. These people are out of touch with reality, bro.
Problems just kept coming. He was in constant problems at this point. Just 3 months after allegedly hitting that woman in the face with the phone, he turns around and does some more bullshit. But this was worse than what he did before. In February 2018, 3 months after the previous situation, Trey Songz would get accused of putting hands on somebody else once again.
Another woman?
This time it was at an NBA All-Star Weekend.
Oh, Lord.
This woman took it a step further. She wouldn't just...
He went to boy Breezy. I see, hey, Breezy. Him and Usher, my favorite male singers of all time.
Sue Trey Songz or try to get him arrested. She would also put a restraining order against Trey Songz. But not only that, there were pictures of what he allegedly did to her online. Trey Songz could be legally blocked from going near a woman who claims he struck her, at least if attorney Lisa Bloom has her way. TMZ has learned that Bloom is going to court Tuesday morning asking the judge for a restraining order on behalf of a woman who claims Trey Songz was putting hands on her during the NBA All-Star Weekend. TMZ broke the story. The woman says her and Trey were at a party and he allegedly hit her out of jealousy because she was talking to another man. Bloom says in the docs that Songz choked her, he was punching, and he was doing that until she fell on the ground and kept going until somebody had to pull him off of her. The woman says that Songz was with such force that it felt as if two men were fighting. She said she suffered bruises to her face and hand. That wasn't it though. She would go on to say that after Trey,
but yeah, she's gonna try to sue him for 30 million.
did all of that, she tries to run away. She gets away, she calls an Uber, but Trey caught up to her. He got her phone, he threw it down the hill. He broke it. But not only did he do it to that phone, she claims that he grabbed her other phone too. Did the same thing. And so right
now, you know what? I give her more benefit of doubt than the other girl that got the phone smacked in her face. This is kind of like, dang, bro, leave me alone, cuz. It's not like a single act
against Trey Songz. We this early into this video and we hearing stories like this about him right now, but that still wasn't the end of this case. She will go on and explain that, look, I got this restraining order because I work in a nightclub. I work in the nightclub industry. Matter of fact, he comes to a lot of the clubs that I go to, so I don't want him anywhere near me. This is what she was claiming. She was claiming that it was that scary. She was that hurt. An article wrote this.
I'll take that.
Says that Trey has not spoken with her.
I apologize. I apologize for what I said previously. That is more traumatizing than the other girl with the phone smack. You know what I'm saying?
Attempted to speak with her since the night of the gathering. According to people connected to Songz, the woman has tried reaching out to friends of Trey Songz since the party, but they did not respond to it. And so we had Trey Songz really facing these weird allegations, and it was looking bad because as time would go on, this case would get worse and worse. It would go from, oh, he did this to getting charged with felony DV. And after Trey Songz would get charged with this, he would actually turn himself in and go on Twitter and say this. For weeks, my lawyers and management have asked me not to comment on this, and I initially agreed, but this morning I felt that my fam, the women that raised me, my friends and fans, especially the youth, need to hear from me.
True.
I'm being lied on and falsely accused for someone's personal gain. And it would turn out that these tweets wasn't all lying. Because yeah, the situation sounded bad. Yeah, he had a felony charge put against him, but it would get dropped as the case would develop. Whoever think about it and was like, you know, these stories ain't matching up. It's not matching what the witnesses said. It's contradicting itself, all of this. 12 felt like the story was BS.
You know what? When they feel like people are lying, though, it's all about accountability. When they feel like a woman's just trying to bag grab, I think she should be charged with something. I think that she should go to jail or she should pay a fine or lawyer fees for both sides. I think she should, because I think women can't just say stuff and keep getting away with it, bro. It's supposed to be accountability in this world. But both adults, why are you making up these stories to try to make money off of me? And it's a lie. It's kind of like slander. And you're doing it at the highest regard, so you got to pay a fee, dog, a big fee.
So the whole felony case got dropped against him. But this win would not last long because 3 months after this case went down and got dropped, he would get sued again. Not by a woman, but by a cop.
Oh, Lord.
So back in December 2016, Trey was kind of going crazy. He had this show where he was wilding during his performance. He was throwing stuff off stage, throwing mics, heavy stand equipment. Actually, that mic he threw hit somebody in the crowd. It hit a photographer. So all of this going on. He wilding. Cops come in, they trying to arrest him, but he's still acting crazy. He started throwing hands with the cops. Sergeant Avery arrested Trey, tried to take him into custody. When he says Trey fought him and struck him in the face, the officer fell to the ground.
So why are you not in jail, buddy? Trey Songz, why are you not in jail? You hit a police officer, we get fired up. We get 20 shots in our body and headpiece for striking the officer. Why you not SpongeBob SquarePants Swiss cheese, bro? That don't make sense. Is this real? Cause somebody like me hit a police, even raise my voice to the police, I might get fired up. You know what I'm saying? You hitting police, they falling and pressing charges? I'll be turning to SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob Square. If I hit a police officer straight up, I got 20 shots to my back and headpiece.
Hit his head on the concrete. He also allegedly suffered bruising and swelling to his right temple. It was looking bad. But it's also said that Trey Songz was throwing out hateful comments. He was being a little racist. He was talking crazy about the white folks that's arresting him. Trey will end up getting arrested and charged with assaulting, resisting, and obstructing police.
That's crazy, bro.
Aggravated assault. And he pled guilty to 2 counts of disturbing the peace. So over the years, we would have Trey Songz really show the world who he was as a person. Yeah, that one situation got dropped, but getting sued by this many people with very similar charges isn't a good look at all.
True.
You know what Trey Songz does to make it all worse? In the same week that he got sued by that cop, guess what else happened? A female fan comes out suing Trey Songz, claiming that he was on BS once again. If you remember the situation where the first girl was, trying to take a pic because she got the VIP tickets. Well, she said that her cousin was there, and this cousin claims that Trey Songz crashed out on her too.
Oh, Lord.
Trey Songz was tripping. He was grabbing her arm, twisting it, leaving her with mental and physical injuries. But as these years will go on,
mental and physical injuries from someone grabbing your arm and twisting it, bro. When I was a child, I used to get whoopings till I went to sleep. Like, so bad that I cried myself to sleep. Because somebody grabbed your arm and twisted. That's a mental.
We would see Trey Songz really dig himself into a hole that he couldn't escape, an inescapable hole. I mean, he in so much shit right now, I don't know if he can get out.
Make your browser fast.
Listen.
Make your browser safe.
it's a blessing to get rich, but when you get rich, people turn into like piranhas for your cash, bro. They turn into piranhas because they couldn't get rich because they a failure in life. Don't be a piranha. These people are piranhas, man. A lot of these people piranhas.
All of these Trey Songz cases were really gradually increasing. Until
I'm not saying he right for what he did, but come on, man. Y'all upselling it.
2020, where that increase wouldn't be gradual no more. That shit would become explosive. We would see Trey Songz get hit with case after case after case. And these cases, they wasn't no joke. I can't lie. 2021, a lady would come out saying that Trey Songz SA'd her at a Las Vegas hotel. Now, this is dangerous grounds on YouTube, so I really gotta watch what I say.
Yeah, don't say nothing crazy, homie.
Or this video will get age restricted.
Yeah.
But a woman came out saying that Trey Songz SA'd her. They was at the hotel, like I said, and she claims he forced himself on her. And Trey Songz would, of course, deny that. And for months, this case would be dragging. People side-eyeing Trey Songz, but it would get dropped. But in the months
Why it keep getting dropped?
This case actually got dropped. 2 separate cases would get put on him. Matter of fact, 2 separate cases got put on him.
Are they getting dropped for lack of evidence? Because it could be true. You just ain't got the evidence to prove it. So I'll say that. But it's like, just because you're getting charged for something, don't mean you're guilty. I've been through this in my real life situation. I got charged for something that wasn't necessarily true, but I still had to go through, you know. They don't whistleblow for you not being guilty as much as they do for you being guilty. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand it.
In the same day. The first case, a woman says that in Miami, 2017 New Year's Eve, he violated her. He quote unquote violated her. And Diddy was actually name dropped in the article on this situation.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Alleged essay in Miami.
If that's the case, he gonna get named in the Diddy trials. So it doesn't even matter anyways. What he fighting right now is gonna tie to Diddy.
He says her attorney tried paying off key witnesses. The singer filed new legal documents in response to a lawsuit who alleges he violated her while partying with him at a New Year's Eve 2017 party. She claims she was dancing on the couch at the 1111 strip club following a shindig thrown by Diddy that she and Trey attended earlier in the night. She says that Trey allegedly slipped the finger into there, gotta watch what I say, without no consent. But here's the thing. In news paperwork filed by Trey's attorney, by TMZ, the singer insists that there's an unnamed witness who's at the center of this whole.
Damn, cuz he messed up big time with it. If this is true, you messed up big time with this, cuz. I mean, when you a nobody, you can get away with it because the person who letting you do it probably letting you doing it. But when you rich like this, nobody who's letting you do it is letting you do it. As soon as they feel like, oh, I need some money, they not letting you do it, if you get what I'm saying.
Whole thing, who can actually clear Trey Songz's name. The article also wrote, they say this witness was with him throughout the whole night at the club. And not only empathetically denies being assaulted herself, but also says that she did not witness Trey Songz do that to anybody. The witness claimed that the people suing Trey Songz tried to approach her with a bid to get her to change the story. They was trying to give her a bag though. They was trying to pay this witness the $100,000 to $200,000 depending on how high she could get Trey and Co to settle. And so we had this first case right here that was kind of weird because we have.
Don't you talk about piranhas? When I talk about piranhas, that's what I mean. Like sometimes motherfuckers gonna be guilty, but a lot of time it did a little truth to it.
Saying that it might get throughout. We got people saying that, oh, they trying to get the witness to change the story and all of this and all of that. But what about the second case that came out on the same day? Trey Songz would get in the bad case again, but this case was a $20 million lawsuit.
Jesus.
A woman claims that Trey Songz R-worded her in 2016. She said her and Trey did things consensually, but there was one time where it didn't go that way. On March 24th, 2016, she claimed she was R.
That's what's so tricky about being a heterosexual male that's not married or not committed to someone is no matter what, even if it's consensual, it's not consensual. Once they decide it's not consensual in their mind. It could be fully consensual 10 minutes in and then, I don't want it anymore. And now you're R-worded them. And that's a loophole in the law that needs to be fixed. That's a problem. Well, not for me, because I got what I got. You feel me? I'm not planning on doing anything with one of these women out here. But for the guys who's single, they got money, they getting R-word financially by these women. So want to speak on the Shannon Sharp situation, but they getting all worded financially. Just my opinion, man. That law need to be fixed. Whatever it is, it need to be fixed.
R-worded by Trey Songz. She called him a savage R-worder. She says this night they went upstairs and she thinking they about to get down consensually, but they got in the room and it didn't go there. What happened this night, or what she claims happened this night, is very graphic. I can't say exactly what happened because we're on YouTube, but it said that he forced himself onto her. She asked him to stop. He didn't stop. She called it brutal R. And after it happened, she ends up getting out of there. She calls an Uber. The driver says she was in distress, so the driver takes her to the hospital. Hospital gives her an SA kit, and they seen that her parts down there had real bad damage that could possibly require surgery.
Oh my
now,
God.
This time, she didn't accuse Trey Songz. She didn't say, oh, Trey Songz did this to me. But later on, she would come out name dropping him. She said that she was so scared and her mind wasn't right at the time. She didn't name drop. But there was a big problem with this case. She accused him of this in what, 2023, 2022? And that was a little too long. The statute of limitations.
Oh, Lord.
So she filed this case against him, but legally it's done because the statute of limitations ran out. Meaning her time period to actually put this crime on Trey Songz to get him behind bars ran out.
Dang, girl.
Throughout 2023,
Dang, you dropped the ball.
So many different situations. I mean, his bad experience with Keke.
Shorty fumbled at the goal line. You could have had him locked up.
Keke Palmer ended up blowing up again in 2023.
You guys, I'm honestly so upset and so livid that Trey Songz put me in his artist's video because I told him I didn't want to be in that goddamn video. Literally, I had so much fun New Year's, my trip to Miami. And then the last day, I went to his house because they was having a party.
Yeah.
And I've known Trey since I was 12 and kept in touch with him consistently, but I've known him, he's seen me throughout my life. We were signed to the same label under the same production manager when I was a kid. So it's always been love whenever I've seen him. I knew he was in Miami, he was doing a party, cool, I'm gonna come through. Me and my friends came through, it was a good time. They start playing a song that I happen to be in, they start saying like they want me to be in it. One person asks me, I say no. Another person asks me, I'm like, no. People keep asking me. Now, mind you, they've been giving food, they've been giving drinks, and I'm just starting to feel like, yo, I'm being like cornered, like, and I'm not in a professional situation.
True.
Like, I came here for a party, but I'm being pressured to do business, and I'm not in the right mind. I'm under the influence, and I don't feel like it's fair that I'm having to deal with this right now. Really, I keep getting asked and pressured and put in a situation like, you know, like how you would feel as a young girl. I feel like because I didn't go to high school and college, it was like my first experience of a dude being like, come on. Like, just do this, just do that. Like, that's the kind of feeling.
Man.
I got so overwhelmed with what to do, because my Uber wasn't going to get there quick enough time. So I was like, what do I do in this meantime? I know it sounds comical as y'all. I hid in the goddamn closet. Goddamn closet because I was so afraid. Like,
W. Keke Palmer, man. W. Keke Palmer, bro. Go hide. If you don't know what to do, go hide. Be like a little kid, hide on the bed. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what to do, just run and hide. Scream.
I didn't know what to do. I really, really don't like conflict. And I didn't want to. Literally, he starts laughing once he opens up the closet and sees I'm in there and sees how nervous I was. He was like, yo, you don't have to be in the video. He was like, damn. He's like, yo, Keke, if you don't want to be in a pop-up video shoot and you want to say that, that's fine, and it's all good, like, it's good, sis. Flash forward, I'm in the video. I'm in the video. Then I'm thinking back, oh, I'm in the video because when I was getting pressured, they had set me down. He had set me down on the couch like, this is the idea I have, but I had no idea that they was filming. He's telling me that's what he's showing me, that they might. And I'm just like, I would never want to say nothing like this public. And I never would want to be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I would be doing a disservice, not only to myself, but to the people that support and follow me.
Dang, cool.
Like, yo, call this out because this is not cool. Especially because I'm not the only person this type of stuff happens to. Maybe it's not happening to you with Trey Songz or whoever, but it's happening with you in some situation, you know? And I don't wish to
that's crazy
out, but like, yo, that's not cool. And like, for me to look and see the video and to feel that disrespect, like,
in his research, Dr. Morrison
that's messed up. Paradox. I ain't gonna lie.
But not only
That's
that,
unconsensual. That's not, what is that, consensual? That's not consensual. Like, once, you know what I'm saying? She said she want to be in it. You got to respect that. You got to tell whoever filming, bro, like, you can't put that in there out of respect. So that might be like a symbol that some of the things that has happened or some of the cases were true when you're able to peer pressure people like this.
more people would come out accusing Trey Songz of things. Like one woman said that Trey Songz had put the beats on her in New York. Tell us the alleged victim filed a report in late December claiming Trey Songz punched her in the face repeatedly while in
December or October.
Alley, we're told she alleges Trey Songz dragged her by the hair and she was taken for what cops noted were minor injuries, visible minor injuries. Our sources say that the woman is a worker at this establishment and it's unclear what might have precipitated this. There's not much context beyond her account, although our sources say the woman recognized Trey and identified him by name to the police.
Well, of course.
But that wasn't the only
He's Trey Songz.
that happened this night. It wasn't just her he put hands on. It said that another employee got hands put on him by Trey Songz. So it was looking real bad for Trey, but he got lucky. He put the beats on two people same night, and I guess his lawyer was working overtime because he ended up getting a plea deal that dropped not one or two charges,
Dang,
but
cool.
dropped all 10 of the charges
Jesus
that
Christ.
got put on him that night. There was something else he had to do. He would get all 10 of these charges dropped if he went to 12 anger management classes. I don't know what Trey Songz had going on, but he really might be up there with Diddy with the amount of shit that he done got.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised people haven't made a surviving Trey Songz doc yet because this nigga is sick. And I mean, this still isn't the end of his legal battles. Because fast forward to 2023, October 2023, we would see Trey Songz get put in even more lawsuits. But this time he was sued by two women. They claim they went to a house party of his and they woke up after being passed out to him allegedly forcing himself on a both of them. What they claim happened that night is this.
Why they so?
Claim they took over to Trey's home.
Why these guys, these rich guys, so sexual? Like, bro, you could have women over and not SA them.
To give a password and turn
It's
over their
weird.
phones to gain admittance. Inside, they say it was mostly women and a handful of men, and that the ladies were pressured to drink alcohol from unsealed bottles. In the suit, the women say that they suddenly felt overwhelmingly intoxicated despite drinking what they felt was a modest amount, and they believed that they were. They claim they sat on the couch by the pool, and that's when Trey swooped in, led them upstairs, where they passed out with their clothes on. They say after they woke up, Trey Songz was allegedly doing what they say he did. But that still wasn't the end of the story. They say they wake up, they get Trey Songz off them or whatever, and they got into an argument with Trey Songz. He was mad, they didn't want to shower with him or some weird shit like that. And not only that, but he didn't want to give their phones back. Remember, he took their phones in order to get in the party, but he didn't want to give them back. And they got into this whole argument. Get my phone, nigga. Nigga ain't want to give him their phone. Security guard ends up stepping in. They get their phones. They leave. And this was a case back in 2023.
Dang.
Who knows what other cases are in store for that man? For you to get this many allegations put on you, for one,
Something gotta be
case
real.
that he got lucky on.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
case only got dropped because of the statute of limitations. Who knows what that shit could have turned into?
Yep.
What if it was real? What if there was actual evidence there that proved that he allegedly did what that woman claims he did? He would have been out of here, but he got lucky. I mean, with all these allegations getting put on you, it's only a matter of time before one of these
They're gonna
really
stick.
get your ass locked.
You throw enough up in the air, something gonna stick. You feel me? So you playing a dangerous game, man. You think that money gonna keep you untouchable? It's not, bro.
There's no way that this many allegations are getting put on one person by all of these different people. Time and time again since 2012, probably even earlier, we done seen Trey Songz be overly aggressive, show his aggression in public. There was more situations where Trey Songz being overly aggressive that I didn't even speak on in this video. You can really go look up and see all the times Trey Songz done.
Hey, shout out to Get Like Prince, man. So we got a bigger problem than Diddy, man. We got a bigger problem than Diddy, judging by what's going on with this situation. But man, I appreciate you, Get Like Prince. Make sure you thumbs up if you like this kind of content. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. I do a lot of content here. I also live stream on TikTok more consistently than I do on Twitch. Twitch is kind of like I do Twitch and I do my reactions on Twitch, but I do my gaming on TikTok. You feel me? So check out my TikTok, follow, hit that noty bell over there so you won't miss none of my live streams, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, it's your boy Rado Rizzo, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Hey.